CNinja202 and welcome back to another video. It's something I've never done before, but I'm going to be predicting Euro 2020, basically. It's literally been pretty much all around the internet, as you can probably tell. It's what everyone's probably done. I've probably picked the worst time to do it, but maybe the best time, because 2 days before the tournament actually starts, on a Wednesday, the 9th of June, so that is pretty close to the date where, you know, I almost probably missed the deadline and everything. We're going to be predicting all the groups, all the 6 groups here. You guys can see where I would put some of these countries, because I love the game of football. It's so good. I know pretty much a lot about these teams. I don't know everything about these teams because I don't. But I know I kind of always can get a gauge on how well they might actually do in that a tournament of some sort. I might be surprised, like I have been with all the Champions League games I always predict. Not as a video or anything, but just to people I know. We're going to get started with Group A. Now, Group A is it's a wide variety of countries, actually. You got Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. A lot of people said, yeah, Italy is a very good shout and possibly a dark horse. And I said they were a dark horse, though, to someone else. I was saying this was back in like 2019 or something, or 2018. I said that Italy would be, you know, they're coming back. I saw a video on Italy themselves and some of their squad and what they're actually trying to do, and they look decent. So I'm going to pick them as top of the group. I think they're going to top the group with some of their football, and it's quite. I haven't personally seen it, but they're unbeaten apparently this year, and they haven't lost a game or something. So I'll back Italy, and they do have some very talented players, which I think will push them to the top of the group. Now, second in the group is a bit difficult, actually. Personally, myself, I back Turkey because I've always thought that, even before everyone started saying, "Oh, Turkey's this and that," I thought that Turkey would do well. They're building a nice young type of team, which is nice. I do think a lot of their players, though, are quite rash in terms of red cards and penalties waiting to happen. But to be fair to some of the team itself, it has done quite well. Maybe not recently, but I do like some of the talent they're producing. Turkey, so it's a toss-up really with Switzerland or Turkey, but I'll back Turkey on this one. But they could easily fall into third in the group because there's always that expectation for like a team like Turkey or something to do well, but then third and fourth place, Wales. Now this is so tough because Wales could, theoretically, with Gareth Bale and some of their players that they have, theoretically they could do well. They could easily get third. They could easily get second. It's such a tough group to call. You know what? I'm gonna go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with Italy top, Turkey, Wales, and unfortunately Switzerland is last. I'm not downing Switzerland's abilities because they have good players in their team, and they have players like, Shaqiri on his day, of course, and some younger talents which I don't really know about. You got Sicario, got Xhaka, very important, captain for him, of course. The thing is, my first instinct was Switzerland were going to be third, and then Wales fourth, because Wales, with all their some of their talent, there's just not enough in their squad to do really well in against some of these teams. All right, that's what I go with. All right, Italy, Turkey, and Wales and Switzerland. That's the order I'm going with. Right, we're going off to Group B. Group B You might think Belgium pretty easy, top of the group, but no. I do not see it that way. Honestly, even though I think Belgium's the best squad in this type of group, Kevin De Bruyne's going to be missing for the, I don't know, like 1 or 2 games or something, but that's probably not going to affect. That's not the real reason. The real reason I think that they're going to maybe not top the group is because they're aging. A lot of their players are very experienced, but very older. These guys don't have the pace against some of these attack. Well, maybe not some of these guys' attacks, but it was very concerning, I think, because they don't have such a young, quality set of defenders, really. I'm backing the Danes. So Denmark will be top of the group, I think, ahead of Belgium. So Belgium will be second. I think Denmark have done quite well. They beat England, which is, it was only a 1-0 win, but and it was a penalty. But you know what? And maybe we're a bit unlucky that night. Now, you got Russia, who made it to the quarterfinals of the World Cup in 2018. And you got the Finns, who first ever qualifying for this major tournament. And you know what? Many people easily pick Russia as like third or something in the group. The thing is, though, I'm not sure about them. But I am kind of sure. I've just got I've got a feeling that Finland might be able to get at least third in the group. People say, "Oh, there's no chance." No, there is a chance for these teams. Of course, you might say, "Oh, they lie too heavy on Turkey." There's going to be some sort of star who's going to show up, and unfortunately, Russia is going to be fourth. But anyway, that is my Group B prediction for the group stage. We then have Group C here, which is a bit of a mix. Probably some of the weakest teams in the tournament, I would say. Bar Netherlands, of course, but which has probably the most talented squad. The thing is, though, Ukraine, they did so well in the Nations League, and they did so well. I remember watching them, and I thought, this team, of course, they're not going to bloody win the Euros, but with a Netherlands team that should probably be top, but with a Netherlands team under the management of Frank de Boer and missing Van Dijk and everything, it's just going to go one way probably. I think that Ukraine's going to be top of the group, Netherlands second, in third. It's probably going to be Austria and then North Macedonia. But you never know. North Macedonia actually might say, you know what, we're actually going to turn up for some of these games and win and knock out Austria, and then we're going to be third or something. So, or even win the group, of course. These are my Group C. So Ukraine, Netherlands, Austria, and North Macedonia. Now, it's the most exciting group ever. It's Group D, of course. It is with It's Coming Home, It's Coming. It's England, of course. England, a home country, will top this group. It'll be a travesty if they actually don't, which is disappointing. The pros and cons of finishing top of these of Group D. But anyway, second in the group. Now, many people will say, "Oh, Croatia, already easy. They're going to easily get second, of course." But no, don't be fooled by this Croatia team. The team, of course, has. I looked back at history, and this team has actually given us a lot of problems. For England, of course, which is annoying. And I thought to myself, damn, this team has actually been a stickler in the side. But the thing is, Croatia, they've got probably the most a very experienced squad, a very experienced midfield. The thing is, though, do they have the goals? Do they have the defence? Do they have the goal? Of course, they probably have the goalkeeper. But no, no, they're not going to do anything. So the surprise package I'm putting is Scotland. Scotland have a younger slash older team, good mix of experience. They have Katie, they have Robbo, which is Kieran Tierney, and Robertson, which, you know, two best left backs in the Premier League, of course, I would say. But they have very talented players. If you look at their squad, it's pretty decent, actually. Croatia will be third, and Czech Republic will be fourth. Now, Czech Republic, of course, have played England in the Euros knockout stage, I think, for qualifying, of course. Now, of course, they gave us a few problems, but honestly, they have Souček and, you know, Kufel from West Ham. But honestly, look, no. They could look, maybe, alright, fine. If I want to be nice to them, they could get third. But no, I don't see them beating the likes of Scotland. Alright, Scotland will get second, and then we'll move on to the next round. So that is my Group D predictions: England, Scotland, Croatia, and Czech Republic. So, Group E, we have Poland, Spain, Sweden, and Slovakia. So, obviously, I could easily, you know, do the safe option, do the easy option, say Spain, oh, you're going to top the group. It probably is going to be that way, but you never know, because I think somehow the Swedish team could do something and actually top the group, but in all honesty, I don't think that will happen. That would be incredible if it did, because then it will just show, I don't know, they could be a dark horse again. I don't really know. But that's going to be my top two. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, Lewandowski. You know, Lewandowski is probably the best striker in the world. But the thing is, that's one freaking player, okay? That's one player out of the other lads in that Poland team. The Poland team was actually okay. They didn't do well. They weren't very good. England played them, of course. And I don't think they were that great. But it's just one mistake we did. And, you know, we were a bit sloppy on the day, and we were a bit... But still, we won that game. So, but they weren't, you know, lightning quick. They weren't, you know, a real threat to us. So Poland is third, and then we'll have Slovakia in fourth. I don't really know anything about Slovakia as such. I know some of the players, of course. It's probably the weakest squads. They're fourth, basically. This is my Group E: Spain, Sweden, Poland, and Slovakia. So we move on to the Group of Death, which I was very excited when they were drawn in 2019. And this popped up. We actually have a Group of Death. We actually can knock out one of the big boys here. You know, there's Portugal, there's France, there's Germany. One of these guys are gonna go, alright? Sort of. Because there's only one spot that truly you're out, you know, third, but one of these guys will go a different path to the other. Again, very, very tough. You know, on form, it's got to be France. Okay? On form, it's got to be France as the top of the group. But you never know. You know, there's the champion's curse or whatever that could happen. You know, some sort of champion's curse which happened to Germany in 2018 when they, you know, won the World Cup in 2014. Something like that could happen to France, but it could easily happen to Portugal. When, you know, they won the Euros in 2016, it could easily happen to them. They could easily be third in the group. You know, they could somehow against this could be what it could look like. I don't even rate Germany for this Euros as such, as I did in 2018, where I thought, wow, Germany is the team to beat. You know, I never knew that they were going to get knocked out of the group stage. I thought, wow, that's really bad. This is what I'm going for. France will top the group, Portugal will be second, Germany will third, and then Hungary will fourth. But, alright, my second wildcard prediction could be this. Hungary could be third. I have no idea how Hungary could be third, because, you know, I don't know any of their players. Yeah, you got Slavozvai, or whatever his name is, who bloody rejected Arsenal. To be fair, maybe it was a good idea that he did, or something, I don't know. Or just ignored it, because, not because of, you know, Arsenal's struggles or anything, it's just because he's injured, mate. We haven't even seen. He's not even made his debut for Leipzig. This is someone who I've got no clue about, and I think it was a good idea. Arsenal did well there, but this is my wild card prediction. All right, just saying it could happen. Germany could be, you know, lose to France, lose to Portugal, and then lose to Hungary. 3 games that could easily. Imagine that. Imagine that. You know, one last hurrah for Ruggie Lowe, and then he just gets knocked out in the group stage again. My heart is saying that this will happen, where France will top the group, Portugal will be second, Germany will third, and Hungary will be fourth. So that is my Group F prediction. Predicting the 4 best third place teams. So the ones that have the most points out of the group. Unfortunately, Finland and Austria will be going home, which is disappointing. Anyway, this imaginary group stage of what I think will happen, you know, it's kind of unfair, really, because you don't actually know who's going to get to the round of 16, and then you kind of just pick a random winner. You know, that it's a little bit unfair. I think the knockout stages are sufficient enough to predict. But we'll do this round of 16 to the final, and you know, this imaginary thing, basically. So we have up first Denmark versus Poland. Denmark very strong, probably the favourites. Poland could easily shot. We'll go with Denmark though. So we have Italy versus Netherlands. You know what? Netherlands have more pace. All right, they have more pace than, even though they won't even do that well this time. Netherlands. They still have pace. I think Netherlands will be in the quarterfinal, even though I predicted that they wouldn't even do well. I still don't think they'll do well. I don't even think they'll get to this point. And also, if they do get to this point, maybe Italy will win. So we move on to France versus Wales. Well, this isn't really a competition. It is. I mean, Wales could do a Belgium. You know, Wales could shock France, which, you know, France. People say they're the favourites for this tournament, but the thing is, though, France, for the past couple of games, and they look, they don't look like the same France you saw in the World Cup, and who were, you know, of course started not very well, but then they turned it on with Mbappe and everyone. To be fair, they're still the strongest team in the tournament. And yeah, Scotland or Sweden? I'm back in the Scots. And people like laugh about this. I'm just back. I have high hopes for the Scotland side, and I'm an England fan. We have Spain and Croatia. Wow, we'll go with Spain. So this magical thing will put England and Portugal in a tussle at Wembley. At Wembley, I back us to actually win. I still like our team, even though some people might question, why has he brought 5,000 defenders, and you know, we're going to play a back 5 and stuff like that. The thing is, even if we play a back 5, we'll still be very good in attack, and we have players, we have the squad to do something. We have the squad. We have young players, we have older players, and we have players that can turn it blank side. We have Grealish, we have Saka, who I think is going to be one of the dark horses to watch in this tournament if he gets enough more game time. Bukayo Saka. Got, of course, Rashford, Sancho, Sterling. Good high hopes for this tournament. We have Ukraine and Germany. We will go with the Ukraines. And Germany has gone out because of the... Not because of, oh, they have a younger team, Germany, and talented. They have Havertz, they have Werner, the lamppost, and all the other players that they have. Ukraine probably have the better squad at this time, and they could cause an upset. Okay, we have two very strong teams, Belgium and Turkey. That is probably what I'm thinking. But this makes sense. Counter-attacking 4-4-2 for Turkey. Pace against those three centre-backs. With the front two, of course. Yilmaz, that guy who's done so well for Lille. Been watching the team though, and it's such a good team. It has so many talents. Turkey can shock with the 4-4-2, alright, against Belgium. So we have our imaginary quarterfinals. We have Denmark and Netherlands. I will back the Danes. Netherlands, unfortunately, will be going home. We have a France versus Scotland, and this is closer than the Wales thing. It could go down to penalties. But the thing is though, Scotland might have gone too far in this tournament. It could easily happen. France could cut it away, but the Scots could do it. They could get to the semi-finals. If you think about it, they could easily. That's a shock to the system, but it's probably going to be France because they have Mbappe and other players that come into play. So we have Spain and England. Spain and England, very competitive match, and done quite well against Spain recently, at least somewhat. I still back us. I really do. I think we've got one of the strongest teams in this tournament, so we will be getting to the semi-finals again in a major competition again, so that's nice. Now we have Ukraine and Turkey, two teams that are very strong, and we'll have Turkey in the semi. So we will have a potential in the semi-finals, Denmark and France. We will also have England and Turkey. I'm back again. We're going to the final. It's as simple as that. Really, that's what I see ourselves doing. Denmark and France. Look, it's the fixture that never happened, but should have probably happened in the World Cup. France v England. France could have injuries. They could have players that are not on form. They could get knocked out in the tournament, as soon as possible. But in this scenario that they get to the final and face us, they would be clear favourites, France. But if we defend and we get the tactics right, then we win this tournament. England win the Euros. And that's what I say. If this doesn't come true, it will just be... And now, again, it'll be incredible, really, if this doesn't. England are our Euro 2020 winners, in my opinion, and in what I predict could happen. There are going to be shocks. There are going to be lots of things that are going to happen in this tournament. Also, England play about 80% of their games at Wembley, pretty much. They play all their knockout games at Wembley, plus the last 16 at Wembley. I I don't think that it'll play in the quarterfinals. There's one place where they are I think it's called the quarterfinals. If they got to the quarterfinals and they're playing Spain, I don't think they're playing Wembley. But the semi-final and the final are both Wembley Stadium. And in our own backyard, this is the scenario which it's got to be. You know, we are basically the host tournament. So it must be us. We've got, we've had the squad. We've got to a semi-final. We can go one step further in this tournament and win the whole thing. Only 2 days to go from the time I'm recording this video, and it's just going to be very interesting to see. But anyway, I'm going to end this video. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like and subscribe for more Skirts content, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.